Hey everyone, Dyanne here from Decoeasy. Welcome to our channel. It's the channel of me and my mother-in-law Jenny. Thank you for stopping by because we have new creativity for you today. Are you ready? Let's go and start crafting. Ready for a new DIY? Today we'll craft again with those fantastic Jenga blocks that Jenny and I buy from the Action. This is a package of 60 pieces and you get these, so they're pretty big and also pretty long, for only €3. And wood glue, we have that as well. And later on, I think I'll be using paper, Mod Podge, or actually fake Mod Podge glue. And maybe also, yeah, I think I'll be using paint. But that will be later. First, I'm going to use these because I want to make shadow boxes for Christmas. So move these aside because we're going to craft. I have 2 crafting mats with me. And let's move over these to here because I can switch if I need something to dry, because this wood glue has quite a long drying time. Then I'll be able to do that on another crafting mat. Okay, well, let's go. Like I said, I want to make shadow boxes. So first we'll make the box frame. And I think we can do that the best on 2x2 and maybe also 3x3. But I need to check how large the background can be. So this is my setup. This was the idea. Let's just do it like this, not like this, because then it won't be square unless your blocks, yeah, force you to do that. Let me see, how wide are these? I think about 6 long, because one block is 3 of these. So we need 12 for this one. Probably. Yeah. Okay, so 1 row of 6, then I'll make another row of 6. So don't glue anything yet, just calculating on how much we need on the blocks. Okay, now press it together. Let's see, am I able to do it like this, or is it too big? Because then we need to find something else, which I think it is. Well, yep. I think it is too big. This isn't a solution either. And this maybe, but then we gotta glue really carefully. Oops, yeah, I was thinking about that. Not all the blocks are willing to lay down straight. Now this might be a solution for me. But that might differ from your blocks that you're using. So I think that the best idea is to leave the side parts to be and just start gluing right away for this, yeah, you know, back part of the whole thing. Okay, want to make 2 shadow boxes? You could also make 1 smaller, 1 bigger, but I think these are cute. Now, how I like to glue is take these out and just put these up. Do the same for these, because I want to, you know, really let the glue set because it has such a long drying time. Okay, now shake this down. Take off the cap. Is it still open? Yeah, it is. What a miracle. Sometimes, you know, this whole thing gets stuck and then you won't be able to glue. Now starting here, and then I'm moving over to the right, and then I'll do the bottom layer. Just apply a thin layer of glue and let that set in. So don't start, you know, gluing it down right away. And why I do this, because in my opinion, then your glue sets much better. You get a much, you know, better joint than when you just want to start gluing right away. Okay, repeat that for the lower half as well. And of course, we also need to glue the sides here in between, but that is the next step, which I'm doing just as the same as I do now. First apply glue, let it dry for a couple of minutes, I think 5 is enough, and then you can start applying everything together. Okay, let's put that away and I'll be back soon. What you also can do to, you know, avoid that the glue really splashes out is take 2 blocks and rub them against each other, because then the glue sets really well in every corner of the block. And then you try to avoid that splashing effect that you might have had when you didn't do this step. So that really helps me to make a little bit more high end of a project. But that is just my advice. Maybe your glue works different, or you just applying not that much glue. That's also an option. I always use too much. So just a tip for you. Okay, here's rubbing the last one in. And by the time I'm done with this, I think the first one is already, you know, far enough to start pushing it together. So I'm starting on with these. Just push it against the other block. Repeat that. As you can see, not so many glue splashing out as that you would have without doing it. If you still have some glue splashing out, I suggest taking a paper and just wipe it down like that. And by that you can just try to avoid it. Now, and I'll also repeat that on the other blocks. And then let it dry for, well, I think this, yeah, just at least 1 hour that it needs. It depends on your glue. Maybe you have quicker drying glue. I don't know that. And the last one. When you're done waiting for this to dry, then I suggest applying glue and push that together so you have one really back frame. But I think these are both dry. Yep. We have now 2 back parts that we're going to keep. So I'll put them away. Now I'd like to remake those frames again. So let's open up the glue. And yeah, I think it is time that we start assembling the whole thing. So what we're going to do is make a square, which is going to be 2 by 2. So maybe it's best we first glue everything into 2 pieces. So this will be 1 frame, like so. And then we have another. Oh, I don't have enough blocks. Let's grab some more from the package here. We still need a couple. 3 to be precise. Just like so. Okay, now I'm going to put these over up here. And then glue those sides. So here we have the wood glue again. Just basically repeating the same trick as we did with the background. I wonder, do you also think that this looks like icing a cake? I relate everything to food probably, but always when I apply wood glue I think, oh, it looks like I'm icing a cake. Okay, and the last one. Now, also for these, I'm going to gently rub them against each other. So just divide the glue into the right place so that they both have glue everywhere. Going to repeat that, then I'm going to push these 2 together, let it dry, and then we're going to make the square frame with these blocks. Now here again, everything is dry, and we're going to make the frame. So we'll do it like this, and then not like this, but like this to make the frame square. And here you have the last one. Now the only thing is attaching it with glue, the wood glue. And let me see, I think I'll start with this part here. So I'm going to glue a little bit here Just trying to dab it off. And then here a small part, because I don't really know where the block will end. Let it stay there. And here we're going to do the same. That's why I'm putting it up first, so they don't know that I'm gluing on the right side, because that would be really something for me, putting on glue, and then it would be totally on the opposite side where I needed to glue. Good. Now let's push these here together, and this one here. Crafting mat has a weird bubble there, so we're moving the whole thing a little bit. Now this is pretty harder than it looks somehow. Because we want everything to be right in the position of, you know, making it flat. So you might have to move a little bit back and forth with those blocks, which is okay. And now we're going to leave it, let it dry again. I will also glue the other one, and then I'll be back because we're going to apply it here. I can show you what I need to do. Just applying it up here. Now maybe we can do it already, but yeah, I think I should actually just go for it, to be honest. We'll do it. Okay, we have everything in the right place, and yeah, applying a little bit too much of glue isn't a bad thing here, as long as you stay to the inner line, because when you're doing it precisely in the center, the wood wouldn't reach that far. Okay, almost there. This is what I meant with icing the cake. There we are. Okay, now push this one down gently. Let it rest. Let the gravity do the other part. I think we're pretty much into the press here in the corners, not here, not there, but in the corners. And I'll leave this to be. I think I'm going to let this dry overnight, and that tomorrow I will start with the paint job of this DIY. Okay, those boxes are ready, and yeah, here and there you see some glue, so that's why I have a big file, and I'm going to gently scratch that file across the parts where you can see glue, and then they fall off by itself, so you get a really smooth result without those glue strings. I'm happy with how they look front and the back side. So I'll start paint job with, first of all, these blackboard paint, and I'm going to paint everything, so the back parts. And this paint comes from the Action, by the way. We pay about €6 for this can, and they have such a good coverage. So grab the brush, and I like to start here on the side, because then I can just leave this thing to be on its side, and then I can start painting the top section. Just make sure, sometimes you have to dab to get the paint in those, you know, core of the wood. Okay, and then we move over to the next side, and by doing this I'm going to paint everything black. This one here is done. I'm leaving it to dry, and I'm going to paint the other one as well. When it is dry, I think I start just gluing, you know, blocks together so we can make trees, because we still need to let that dry for a moment. Okay, well, let's grab some of those blocks, and see how much we need. I think 4 will be just enough. So just 2 more. 4 will be just enough to cover up. Just take one to measure before I started painting. If we want to make a Christmas tree inside here, I was thinking about doing 3, but that is a little bit too small. I think 4 is better because, yeah, it also needs, you know, that wooden piece on the bottom, which I just forgot the name of. So I'm going to use these blocks together and I will glue them down like that, just with the wood glue, as I told you. So just put them on their side, add glue, rub them together, and then just push it down like this. That's what I'm going to do. And then I will continue doing the rest. Well, we're back. I have 2 of these glued parts that we will use later, because first I'm going to give them a more, you know, contrasted paint job than that it is now. Therefore I have this white paint from the construction store, and I have 2 small brushes. They're both flat. Hope you can see it. One has a tip and the other one is completely flat. The green one is perfect to get in the tiny corners of your DIY. I'm going to start inside. Now hold it in the light and just draw a flat line here. Don't push too hard. You can always brush it outwards, like so. Oh, I can also grab some paint from here. So just like this. And by doing this, I get a smooth line for the inner part of this, well, sort of shadow box it is, actually. Make sure that there is no black visible anymore, but you might need several layers for the job. Just place it in. It's just like applying eyeliner to me. Now the corners are pretty hard. Don't give up, just be patient and you'll get there. You can also use tape if that is easier for you. Do whatever you think looks good. I'm going to continue and make the whole thing white, or at least the inside part, not the edges. I'll leave them black. Well, here we have number 1 ready. Looks like a high-end shadow box to me. Now let this dry, and I'm going to paint the other one as well. And then we can start with building up the trees, because these are going to be 2 Christmas trees. In the meantime, we can start creating the Christmas trees, and therefore we have the blocks, and I have a pencil, and also I will use the package as a ruler. Now, let's first determine where the center of the block is by laying it on this line, and I'm trying to outline them. Think about here. Which is around here, I suppose. Now, what to do is draw a line up to this corner. You can use a normal ruler, which I thought I had, but I don't have one. And draw a line with your pencil. So you know where to saw. One line here. And, oh, I'm drawing upon the other one. Now, one line to this corner, which is somehow harder. Let's try it this way. Does it work better this way? I think it does. Now this will be our tree, and I will use my figure saw to saw this out, and I will do the next one as well. Easy as that. I can't film the figure sawing because I have to do it downstairs, but just use your figure saw, or if you have a power saw, works great too. But since this is so small here and pointy out there, I don't dare to do it with my power saw. But if you're okay with that, just go for it. I will be back. I'm also going to saw something else, and therefore I need one of the blocks, because I also got to make the bottom of those Christmas trees. Now let's determine the center of this thing as well. Let's do that around here. I think it must be somehow here. Yeah, I think that is okay. Draw another line. Because I'm going to cut this in half as well. So that I will be doing all at once with the figure saw. And then I'll be back to show you the next step. Back again after sawing. One tree is done. The other one somehow split into two pieces and not on the part where I've glued it. So yeah, oh, it has to be like this. That's a bit of a pity, so I have to glue this, but not before. I'll use the file to, you know, somehow with the figure saw, at least I can't do that saw completely straight. So I'm just carefully going to sand the edges. You can also use sanding paper, but I'll prefer the file to get loose of that sawdust, splinters, and so on. So it looks much more better and suitable for decoration, that you don't hurt yourself. That's also pretty important. I'm going to sand them all, and then I'm going to glue these together, back again, and then we can move over to the next step. Okay, they're all back on together. Two trees and two bottom part of the trees, which need to be glued as well. We're going to do that in the center. So let me guess, where is the center again? Leave over here. And then it's going to be like this. And we'll do the exact same thing to the other one, which also has to be glued down like that. If I flip it, you see a little bit more of a straighter cut. Okay, let's grab the glue again. Make sure that everything is dust free, by the way, after you sanded or filed everything. There we go, one. And this is two. Like so. Now let it dry just for a few seconds, and then we're going to apply that. Okay, let's go. Hold in the center, make sure that everything is okay, and then you just push it up on the tree. Do the exact same thing here. Oops, started moving. Okay, let that dry. Also, the shadow boxes are dry. I had to apply 2 layers of the white paint, of course, otherwise the coverage wasn't good enough. We're going to leave it for now. Oh, I hope that I still haven't, yeah, I haven't thrown it away. Some restraints that we got from sewing this. I think I'm going to cut this in half, or maybe I have another piece of that size. Yes, I have. I think that will fit. I think I'm going to glue these right away because I want to place them inside of those shadow boxes. But there where we need some sort of razor. I think that looks cool. Can I test it with one? Gotta be careful not letting it fall down. if we place this here, for example, carefully lift this thing off, will it look cool when you let that elevate? And yeah, it does. Oh, nice. I think I'm going to do that. So let's grab that bottle of glue again. Wasn't right. Doesn't matter that this is scrap wood, because you're not going to see it anyway. And then everything can dry at once because the drying time is quite a long time. Okay, so here and over here. Doesn't need to be that super much glue, since there's not going to be a lot of tension upon it or a lot of weight, but we just want to have glue everywhere. So I'm rubbing them against each other to let that glue divide throughout the corners of the wood, like so. Just press them on here and there. There you go. Now let everything dry. Okay, this is almost dry, so I like to start with the paint job for the side parts, because we're going to do something else with the front side. Grab your brush and again your paint. Now I'm painting only the sides. So first I'm dividing the paint a little bit, so that we don't have one big layer of paint upon one part. Okay, and that's why I'm using this small brush, because I need to be careful what I'm painting. And I tried to make a really hard line. I'm going to continue and do all the parts around of the trees, so the complete object. By this I hope that I get a more defined and high-end looking tree, to be honest. So just do it like this, and I'll be back when everything is dry and paint it on the side. Good to see you back. The outside part of the tree, oh, the thing is going its own way, is black. And yeah, here is a little bit of paint. Doesn't matter, because I'm going to add some beeswax, and I like to do it this way. I always have special brushes for beeswaxing, because this totally ruins your paintbrush. And now I'm wiping in the direction of the wood. Just go a little bit up and down for the edge here. Now I'm just rubbing it all in, so you get some darker but more realistic part of the Christmas tree. So wipe away any excess wax, and then this is the difference, because I'm going to use a print on the top section. So also do this one here. And then I'll grab myself a nice Christmassy print for the rest of the tree. Now I like to use a flat brush to get this edge clean and sharp. There we go. Wipe away the harder parts. And now I'm just closing the cap. And I'm going to store this one in a special bag that I keep for the brushes here. Let's find ourselves a nice print that we can use. Here I have two prints. One light blue green colored with Christmas figurines, and here I have a red one with the same figurines, but these aren't colored inside, just the silhouettes. And I'd like to put them around the what do you call that? The non-beeswaxed parts. Now let me see if they are both on the same position, which is this. Now I have to lay the flat side around here. Yeah, that will be okay. Now grab your glue. This is my Mod Podge. It is similar to the real Mod Podge, but this one is 17 times cheaper than the real one. You can get this from Action, probably €1.70, and the real Mod Podge here is €17. Okay, now let's pour some of the glue onto the wood, like so. Probably that is too much, but we'll see that later. Now I'll grab myself a brush to divide the whole glue, especially around the edges, and brush it out everywhere. Here we go. There. Now I'm going to let it dry for a couple of seconds, but not too long. Let's take a look. Yeah, everything is covered. In the meantime, I can cover up this one as well. And keep an extra clean brush at hand, because you're going to need that in the next step when you're placing in the prints. And I used too much glue on this one, so it's definitely going to leak, I suppose. Now I'm going to grab myself a tissue paper, and I'm just going to scoop it off. Yeah, that's always one problem. I always use too much glue. Now I grab myself a clean and dry brush. I'm going to place these into a straight position, and I have both of the papers in the same direction. And carefully outline them. Don't press too hard yet. That will be the next step. I have a Christmas ornament here that I would like to have in the same position on both of the printable trees, which is here in the middle of that wooden part. Now hold on to that wooden part and brush it out against the sides, so that if there got any air underneath, then you can wipe that all away, and that's why we need the brush here. Okay, that's it. If you're wondering why didn't I cut them out so nice, that's because I'm going to use a file, and first I'm going to cut it off, and then I'll be filing it, so it gets a neat and smooth line on the outer parts. Okay, I think the glue is dry. We're going to cut off the excess paper. Therefore, I first like to use the scissors, because that gives us the clean cut. Just place the scissors directly against the wood and try to make the cuts as large as possible. And then you get a sharp line. Now I'll go back on the other way. And then this is what you get. Such a nice tree. Get rid of this. Now sometimes it might happen that it will be necessary to use a knife to cut off any extra parts of paper, but I think I'll leave it this way for now, because this looks really clean. On the other half, this is how it looks, but therefore I'll just need my file, because I think there are some loose ends here and there, and that just doesn't look that high end. So I'm carefully going to rub against the side of the paper to get rid of those flakes. And after a while it looks better, but that's only on this one, weirdly enough, not on that one. So I'm going to continue with that process, and then we can glue these things into the shadow boxes, I guess. Okay, ready to place them in. Therefore you can use Mod Podge, but I prefer this glue gun. Now I'm going to stand up, because then I can see better what I'm doing. I'll place it over there. Maybe the light annoys you. Now thanks to that block underneath, they really pop out of the frame, and I try to outline them so that they are here completely in the center. Apparently this one got a little bit bigger than the other one. Funny. Okay, let's pour some glue. Now we gotta work quick. Otherwise the glue is dry already. Just push and hold, and I think we're there. Just the same thing for this one here. And that is it for now. Frame number 1 and number 2 over there. This is the finishing touch that I'd like to have to these trees. Now, you can do that as following. Take your scissors and some twine. Now, and I want to have this one not on this side, but on this side, I think. So that's why I'm going to grab some rope. Well, let's say it should end about here, because then we have enough space to make the bow. Hold it here, and you can start wrapping up or downwards. So let's say we'll do that about 5 times. Oh, don't let go. This is 4, and here we have 5. Then it comes around here. And now you can just start making a double knot here, or you just make first 1 knot and pull that tight. Am I doing it right? Oh yeah, this was actually what I wanted to achieve. And then you make a bow. Oh, now I'm doing it wrong again, huh? Let's grab some more, because I can't make the entire cloche go around. Let's say about here. So make a bow. Let's check if the loops are as large, or you can make them a little bit bigger or smaller, but I think this is kind of it. And just cut them off in the desired length, just like so. And if you want to, of course, you can just let this go underneath for a more playful look on this side, and on the other upside you can also set it down with some glue to give it a playful look. And then like this, there they are. And here you see the final result of the video of today. Let us know what you think. Personally, I think that the bows look super cute together with those trees. And I also love the prints pretty much. Hope you do as well. Let us know. That was it for today. Thank you for watching. We hope you had fun, at least we had. And let us know in the comment section what you think about today's project. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. And we hope to see you back again soon. Bye everyone.